Alright guys, how's it going? My name is Dane Mellows and we are back with another video, this time based around university. If you're going to uni this year, or if you're going at some point in the future, or if you're at uni now, then stick around because I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know. Before I get into anything, I'll just say, I went through clearing, okay? Yeah, what's your point? Everyone makes out clearing to be this massive thing where it's a representation of that you've not worked hard enough for your exams. That couldn't be further from the truth. Because when I did my exams, I didn't leave my room for 6 months. I literally had a design of a kidney on my door. My revision was everywhere. I left it up all summer for some reason. What I'm trying to say is clearing is also for the people that worked hard and maybe also just didn't get the points that they needed. But that doesn't mean that your grades can't get you to a decent uni, because they can. I think a lot of people worry about clearing and being made fun of if you go through it, but that doesn't happen. There's literally no difference. Once you go to uni, there's no difference between you and anybody else there. I'm really not bothered if people know, and you shouldn't be either. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. But just know that once you get to uni, there's literally no difference, and if you don't want people to know, they won't know. This video is going to be a little different to my other videos in the way that it's going to be split up into 4 sections. First being my student experience, then accommodation, then study, and then some clearing tips. I'm going to put the time that I get into each of these on screen now. Did you miss it? Was that too fast? Sorry, I'll put it on again. You missed it again? This is awkward. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Right guys. What is that about? Well, first topic is student experience. If you haven't seen this channel before, then you probably won't know. I go to the University of Hull. My first term was honestly a bit of a drag because I was ill. It is what it is. So my second term was great. I loved it, but that got cut short due to COVID. So my third term was at home. What a class first year. I'm just joking. Even when I was ill, there was still a bunch of stuff that I could do. For starters, there's so many societies that you can join. For example, I've joined the Radio Society, Jam Radio. If you want to give them a follow, I'll put the Instagram up here. With societies, you've got days where you'll train or meet up. Then you've also got socials, which are really fun. They lead into nights out. Basically, there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm not saying that that's the only way to have a good time, but it'll definitely help. So next up, I'm going to talk about the accommodation. Whether you're going through clearing or not, you have to make sure that you're in an accommodation that you like, essentially. It doesn't have to be the biggest room, or it doesn't even have to have an ensuite, but as long as you like it, that's all that matters. Going through clearing, what's tough is that a lot of the accommodation will have already been taken up. But when I went round on the clearing day, they showed me all 3 types of student accommodation: the Westfield Court, Courtyard and Taylor Court. And they told me what was still available and I had my pick from there. Just because you're going through clearing doesn't mean that you're going to end up in the smallest room without an ensuite. I did do a room tour video, so rather than me explaining it, you can go and give that a watch if you're interested in that. I'll leave it linked in the description. Accommodation was one of the biggest things for me when looking through different universities, mainly because I wanted on-campus accommodation. Not everyone does, but that was my personal preference. That's one of the things that you should look out for. Even if that's not your top priority, find out what your top priority is and make sure that where you want to go has that. I know it sounds a bit obvious, but it's something to look out for. The third topic is study. Now, I can't stress enough how much independence you have at uni compared to school and college. And that doesn't mean that you just get told the subject content and then left on your own, because if you need help from the lecturers, then ask them. They're not going to say no. The way teaching works at uni is you have lectures, which are basically, lectures. A teacher will stand at the front and just teach. Then you've also got seminars, which are much smaller classes, where, especially for history, you'll be set reading, you'll be expected to read the reading, go into the seminar, and you'll discuss the reading. Something I will say about the lecturers at Hull, especially for history, is that they'll go out of their way to get to know you. And that might just start off with like learning everybody's names, because it's a lot better to say like, "Oh, Dane, what's your question?" rather than, "Oi, freakishly tall lad at the back in a pink onesie. What have you got to say?" You know, it's a lot nicer. Just for the record, I haven't ever worn a pink onesie to a lecture. Finally, I'm going to give you my top tips for clearing. Tip number 1, don't panic. What you need to focus on is your next step. What you're going to do next. Don't ask yourself what went wrong or could I have done better. Instead, ask yourself, where do you want to be come September? And then look at your options and pick which one's the best for you. Tip number 2 is when you're going through your options for these different universities, make a list of what you want to prioritise. So for example, for me, it was, is it a campus university? What's the course like? What's the accommodation like? Where is it ranked in the league tables? All that sort of stuff needs to come into play when you're looking at different universities. Just because you're going through clearing, don't jump at the first uni that makes you an don't jump at the first university that makes you an offer, because that's when you end up at a university that you don't actually like and you'll regret it and you'll waste a lot of money. Next, the last thing I did on my results day was go on my phone. Well, no, I went on my phone, but I didn't go onto social media. It's like, you don't have to do this, but it definitely helped me, and I'm guessing it'll help you if you're in a similar situation. Don't go on social media to see how other people have done. You're not gonna see people post, oh, I did really bad, I'm really upset. Obviously, with your close mates, if you wanna know how they've done, ask them. If they've done well, be happy for them. All I'm saying is that if random Melvin, who you haven't seen in 8 years, posts on the Snapchat story saying that they've got 4 A stars, it's not exactly going to cheer you up, is it? Like, big up Melvin, well done, but me personally, that's the last thing that I wanted to see. Seeing all that sort of stuff is not going to help your mindset, and that's the next point I want to get onto, your mindset. If you have the time, then very quickly do something that will get you in a nice, calm, relaxing mood. Forget about it for that time, because you don't want to be taking that stress and that negative energy into the clearing process with you, because like I said before, you'll just end up jumping at the first opportunity, you'll end up at a uni that you don't like, and you'll end up wasting your money. That is officially everything that I know from my personal experience that could possibly help you in your judgments or making decisions on results day. If this video has helped you out, then make sure that you press the like button, because then that'll work with the YouTube algorithm to get out to more people who need this advice now or might need this advice later on. If you have any more questions, then feel free to drop a comment or message me on Instagram. It's just @DaneMellows. I'm happy to answer any questions you've got. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you next time.